Hi, I'm talking here with Chulan Schubert-Kwok. She is a community advocate who lives and works and watches out for Chinatown. So, Chulan, can you tell me your reaction to the judge's ruling on the ACLU TRO that came out on Wednesday?
Yeah, we're very happy that the judge saw the need for public safety over some of the minority people who continue to break the law, that they know that they can go to a shelter and they refuse to go, and they know that they can go to a treatment center and they refuse to go because they prefer to do drugs and freeways and they prefer their free lifestyle. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but these are the ones that we consider a nuisance, and they are impeding public safety on our sidewalks. The sidewalk safety is for everyone, including them, but it's not housing. There are housing facilities
Using the
available.
sidewalks for housing.
Yes. And so this is just a flung, a lifestyle, a choice that they make, that I want to live on the street. I like to live anywhere. I want to pitch my tent in front of the Capitol, and I want to live that way, and that's my right. That's not your right.
I got to be fair here, though. The lawsuit does say that the city accuses the city of lacking shelter space for all the homeless.
Well, as you heard, when you call certain shelters, they may be full on some nights and they may not be full. But you heard what Connie Mitchell said. The IHS would make room for anyone who want to come in. So there are many facilities that will make up a cot for you if you want to come in. So it's not true. Yeah, and there are more and more units being built by the city to accommodate more people, because we all know housing is an issue, number one issue. So whether you're homeless because of economic reasons, for mental health, or whatever illness you have, we know that we need to house people. And it's cheaper to house them than to send them through emergency services.
Did you have an active hand in weighing in as a citizen's opinion on hoping that the judge would take that into consideration?
The whole of Chinatown, the merchants and the residents, majority of us wrote to the judge that we find that public safety weighs number one over individual rights. And I kept telling the people that we want the best for our homeless. We want the best for those who are in need. There's a lot of sympathy, there's a lot of money poured into homeless, more than healthy people, in fact. So when we deal with people who are unable to make good judgment because they're high, they're not mentally able. So ACLU is wrong to fight on the basis of civil rights. ACLU should put their resources to help our homeless off the street, not to keep them on the streets. Because the lawsuit is to keep them on the street. That's no good. We need to help them get off the streets. They have the resources that are being misused for fighting this. The city has a lot of humane programs. You want to take somebody off the street because they're obstructing. You can't walk on your street, you and your grandchild or your parent, and that's not right. So we have to walk on the road. And if ACL wants that, that's not right, because we're competing with buses and cars to be on the street.
And in your work as a Chinatown community advocate, you talk to a lot of merchants.
Yes.
So, can you describe what it's like for them when there are people sleeping in front of?
They try various methods. They bribe them, they give them soda, they give them food to ask them to move. And at times they cooperate if they move, then the merchant has to wash down the crap, the debris, the shit, but urine and their food containers. They don't pick up after themselves. That's number one. And they attract a lot of flies. And it's not healthy for our street to have this kind of stuff. So the merchant would clean, but then it doesn't mean they don't come back and then a new crop. So it's an endless thing of cleaning after someone's poop bright and early in the morning, and sometimes they won't leave because they're in a state of mind that are protecting their space, and you can't open your shops.
And what is the economic impact to the merchants?
Very bad, because retaliation, smashing your things, breaking your windows, stealing your stuff, swearing at you, chasing away customers. Plus, it's not a healthy environment. You're a shopper. You want to come, to this shop when you have a confrontation with people who are not in their right mind.
When you wrote this letter, how many people do you think, or how many businesses do you think it represents?
Over 100 of the ground floor businesses. The upstairs businesses are not so impacted. We have about at least 100 merchants on the ground.
Except for to get upstairs, you do have to go through a downstairs.
That's right. So upstairs merchants, businesses are not so affected than the downstairs because you have your food out there, and you are a mom and pop shop. Maybe you have family running it. You don't have time to run after these people, to chase over a bag of food, right? So you write it as loss, and then you don't want to file a police report because it takes too long, and then you have to go to court if you want to press. Then you think about the economic time spent, so they just let it go.
So, last question, do you think that this bodes well for when the actual lawsuit gets to
I
court?
think so because when you look, a judge has to be fair to everyone because they want to observe the letter of the law. There is no inhumane treatment, as far as I can see, when they're asked to move off the sidewalk or remove their possession because they're given 30 days notice to remove their things. On the one hand, they say they're not capable. On the other hand, they are capable when they want to do. So they cannot pick and choose and say have the cake and eat it, right? Because we live in a community. So when the city does a clean out because the tents are too big and people are rowdy, they need to address public safety. They give them notice to move, and then so that they can store their possessions. And the things are stored for 30 days for them to reclaim.
Thank you so much, Chulan Schubert Kwok, for talking to